y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So what I want to talk to you today about are table numbers. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm talking about a seating chart. I'm talking about table numbers. So it can be the same thing or it cannot be the same thing. So let me kind of explain. Let's start with if you don't want to do a seating chart, which I know some of y'all are like, I am not spending hours upon hours writing people's names on a chart and figuring out who sits with who, not doing it. But I would still recommend doing table numbers. The reason behind that is, for one, your buffet line. So I have been to so many weddings now where the DJ just goes, the buffet is now open. Do not do that. That is the worst thing ever, especially right now with COVID. Do not let your DJ do that. It is like a mad dash, and then you have 100 people, 150 people, 200 people in one line for a buffet. Do you know how bad that looks in pictures? Like, I'm just being honest with you guys. It looks really bad in your pictures. Just a long line through the buffet or through the hall in line for the buffet. Everything seems like it's going slower because you're getting antsy standing there waiting. You're like, oh my gosh, how much longer? You get tired of standing there. It just is kind of a chaotic mess. So don't do that. If you have table numbers, then your DJ can announce the buffet is now open. We will be dismissing table numbers, and either the DJ can call them out, tables 1 through 4, you are now dismissed for the buffet line, or I can go from table to table if you have me as your day of coordinator, and I can dismiss them individually. So I could go up to your table and say, hi, thank you all so much for coming. If you would like to go ahead and make your way to buffet table, you may go right ahead. So that's always a fun option too, is to have me go do it, and I can just say thank you for coming, something like that. But definitely don't let the DJ just say, go ahead and go. Like, it's a mess. Don't do it. Especially right now with COVID going on, I'm happy to go from table to table and dismiss everyone so I can keep an eye on, is the buffet line still long? Is it short? So that way people can socially distance in line and it's not just so packed full. We can space people out, and that way people can sit at the table, they can talk, they can conversate for a longer period of time, and then it doesn't seem like they're so antsy just standing in line waiting for the food, and then they just get excited when it's their turn. So we can definitely always go around table to table. That is the number one reason why I recommend having table numbers. So if you're not having a seating chart, that's one of the reasons why you should have table numbers. Another reason for table numbers. Now this is if you are having a seating chart. So think about after the ceremony. Y'all are gonna stay outside and take pictures with your family while all the guests come inside. If you're not doing a seating chart, that means that the family who is outside are gonna be the last people to come in and find a table. So if you didn't do table numbers and you didn't have reserved tables, then your family might not all get to sit together. They're gonna get split up. They're gonna have to be like, oh, well, mom and dad can find 2 seats over here, grandma and grandpa can find 2 seats over here, but there's not gonna be a family table, which I really recommend having. So I would definitely recommend either doing a seating chart or at least having reserve signs on your family tables. And then you need to make sure that you tell the people who are sitting at the family tables, like mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, Aunt Eileen, Uncle Jim, like whoever you have, make sure you tell them, hey, you're at the family table. So that way they know, and you don't have like random people being like, oh, am I supposed to be at the family table? Like, you need to tell who is at that table. So that way your family who's outside taking pictures still get a good spot inside the venue. You really want to make sure that your family tables are close to y'all's head table. So whether you're doing a whole head table with a whole bridal party or just a sweetheart table, you really want to make sure that your family is close to the dance floor and close to y'all's table, because they need to be the ones to see like the father-daughter dance, the mother-son dance, the first dance. They need to be close to that action, and then that way they're more of your pictures too, instead of just kind of friends, you know? So you don't have to do a seating chart. I go back and forth on if I prefer them or not. I think that there's probably a couple more pros to having one, just such as like your family's not guessing like, oh, this family is reserved for the Smith family. Well, your second cousin technically is in that Smith family, but maybe you didn't have them sitting at that table, so they're not sure. Whereas if you did a seating chart and it has everyone's name, they know, okay, I'm at that table, or okay, I'm not at that table. So it just kind of clears things up a little bit more. Another thing I want to mention is if you are doing a served dinner, so if you're not having a buffet and it's served, you have to do a seating chart. You cannot expect servers to go up to every table, say, okay, who ordered chicken and who ordered steak, and then go back to the kitchen and then come back out with that many plates for that table. It's gonna take forever. So if you have a seating chart, you send it to your catering company and they already know this is how many chicken, this is how many steak per table, and they know where they go. So it just keeps everything organized. It makes things take less time and it just goes a whole lot smoother. So I definitely recommend having a seating chart if you're doing a served dinner. Okay, so I hope that these tips have helped y'all think about if you want to do not only a seating chart, but if you want to do table numbers. And then another fun thing to think about is table numbers can really help incorporate your theme. So if you're doing like blue, you can have blue table numbers. They're just really fun. They're very customizable. Scroll through Etsy, scroll through Pinterest. There's some really fun things that you can do with table numbers. Another fun idea that I have seen people do is instead of table numbers, you can do like different states that you visited. You can do different like movie titles, like your favorite movies. Make it super personal, and then that helps people get to know you. Or if you're doing table numbers, put pictures with them. So like table 1 has a picture of the two of y'all each at age of 1. Table 2 has a picture of both of y'all at age 2. Cute things like that. So it just helps incorporate everything, make it super personal, make your guests feel like they're really there for you, and it's not just a plain generic wedding. You want to really make sure that your personalities are standing out. We had a Harry Potter wedding, which was really cool, and they did different elements of Harry Potter at each table. So I thought that was really fun too. So I hope this video helped you out. If it did, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know that I'm doing a good job and that you like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.